Hi everyone, thank you for joining us today on OP Digital Blueprint, and obviously my colleague Red today. Collins is unavailable, so hopefully we'll see him next week. But Red, say hi, and what would you like to start with today? Oh, he looks like he's frozen. Oh, there he is.
Yeah, I'm a little bit. Yeah, I'm back. Don't worry. I've got a dodgy internet tonight for some reason.
Oh dear. Anyway, over to you, Red.
Okay, well, welcome everyone. Good to be here once again. And oh dear, my internet is all over the place, isn't it? There you go. Hopefully that's okay. Just internet.
It is a little bit slow today, Red. Yeah.
Yeah, just you talk a minute. I'm just going to switch over onto a different internet, mate.
Okay, no problem. Obviously, guys, we've some of us, we did Heroes on Sunday, and we discussed many things, including about the OES and how things are progressing, what's going on with it, what you can and what you can't do. The object of the exercise at the moment, guys, is really just to make sure that you can get in there, have a good look round. Some of the stuff is not accessible. Don't worry about it. You may find that the details are incorrect. Things like address, my address has been changed. In fact, all of my accounts say become an affiliate, so it is not noted or brought that forward as yet. But don't worry about this. This is all being dealt with in the background. And as it moves forward, more and more things are going to come into play, and we're going to see more and more additions being added on, and buttons becoming live, etc., etc. So, are you sorted, Red? What would you like to tell us?
Mate.
Yeah,
yeah, I know. Let's just touch on what Andy's been talking about the OES before we move on to another topic. And he was saying about details not being correct. I'm one of those guys that my profile on my main account isn't correct. In fact, it's all blank. I'm not worried whatsoever. I know that all of this will be sorted. So don't forget, we do know that the support network is not in action at the moment. So there is no way of contacting them. People have said, well, why haven't we got support at the moment? Which is a fair point to ask. And the reason is it gives the people more focus to get sorted what they need to sort out. Now, people are saying, yeah, but I can't do this in my OES and this is not right and all the rest of it. Right, here is my opinion, and it is only my opinion. This is nothing official from ONPASSIVE or anything like that. But this is reading between the lines of what Ash Mufareh was saying on the various webinars he's been on prior to us getting the OES back. He has told us that having the OES back is not part of the second phase. Okay, there is a second phase that we don't know anything about yet. He's told us it's going to blow us away. We're going to be more than happy with it. We're going to be so over the moon and chuffed with what we're going to get. But he needed to have a safe environment where he can give us the information from corporate that he needs to. This is why they have put the OES back up to a certain extent of what we were used to and saw before, so that we can access our accounts, we can look at our teams, and we can also look at our wallets. Now, for some, that information is not quite correct. For others, it's absolutely fantastic and people can log in. Some people can't log in, all of the rest of it. My opinion is that this is just a holding area. Okay, I'm sure that whatever they're working on is external to the OES. Does this mean that we're not going to get another OES type of place? I don't know. We probably will. We might get something completely different. I don't know. But he wanted to have a place where he can put up the updates area so that we all get the same information. Now, this is a really big point for everybody, wherever you are, whatever nationality you are. And also one of the reasons why, if you've noticed, I'm putting a lot of my content and Marty's content with Hindi subtitles back onto my channel after it's been rendered, so that everyone gets the right message. There needs to be no extension of the truth. Okay, I've seen already people saying new OES coming, talks of, mate, you're going to earn an income, all these sort of things. Well, we need to be extremely careful with what we are saying. Okay, and this is the reason why our CEO has opened up the OES, so he can converse with us, give us the information from corporate as it should be, rather than coming on 360 or going to another webinar and people interpreting it incorrectly and causing all sort of problems. And he's said it many times, hasn't he, that some of the problems that he's incurred over the last couple of years or so have obviously been external, people internally, but also the founders. And this does worry me a little bit, that why we can't back our CEO rather than trying to jeopardize and hinder him. So my opinion is the OES at the moment is they've got it to a stage where we can get in, we can look at it, they've opened the doors, they can give us the information and tell us exactly the steps that are going to be needed to move into the next phase, phase 2, whatever you want to call it, whatever it's going to be called. That is my opinion. Now, I might be right off the mark, I might be completely wrong, but that is my gut feeling of why and where we are at the moment. So if there is people out there saying, yeah, we're going to have a brand new OES, you don't know that. I don't know that. Okay, so let's keep to the truth. Let's stick to what we do know. And what we do know is there is a phase 2 and we are going to go on to that. This brings me back to the support question, when he said there is not going to be any more support at the moment, okay, whilst we're in this transitional period. Why? Because he needs as many hands on deck to take us to the next phase, rather than focusing on fixing something that I don't know, but we might not even be using, i.e. the existing OES as we see it. There really is, if it is just a holding area, which is what I believe it is, and we're moving on to something else, why spend time fixing, adjusting, rejigging something that is going to be US at the end of the day, because we're going to move to another platform? Why not spend as much of the resources that he has on building and taking us to the phase 2, rather than revisiting something that is going to be archaic in real terms compared to what we are going to see in the next phase? That is my opinion. I might be completely wrong, like I said, but it's got all of that feeling, hasn't it? You know, it makes a lot of sense to me that that is what is happening, and hopefully it does to you guys. Now, I was also talking today about individuality, and the reason I brought this up is because I think it's really important for everybody to know that the strength of ONPASSIVE core membership and founders, whatever you want to call us all, is because of our individuality and our belief in this business. Now, if we were just all sheeple, we would have probably all gone away a long time ago, because we would have followed the crowd of the probably tens, hundreds of people who are going, you're absolutely crazy. What are you doing? Can't you see? Blah, 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 and all the rest of it. But because we are a bunch of individuals that have our own minds, that we are our own entity, that we make up our own decisions. We have decided we're sticking with this, we're seeing it through, because we believe in what is trying to be done here as far as a business is concerned. It really is breaking that mold of the norm of what happens online. I am the same as all of you out there. I've had family, relatives, friends, all telling me I'm completely crazy. Can't you see it, Red? You're getting taken for a ride, blah, blah, blah. Well, that's absolutely fine. But I'm an individual. I have got my own mind and I'm here to stay. I want to see this through. And this is why I take no notice of what has been said, what the advice. And I like the way that they always say that. I'm going to give you a bit of friendly advice. They all say friendly advice. I'm your friend. So I'm going to give you some of my friendly advice on something you know absolutely nothing about, but it's friendly advice and I should be trusting what my friend is saying rather than using my intuition, my belief, my faith in this process that we are in at the moment. And this is why I was talking today about individuality, that I think it is our strength as a core unit within ONPASSIVE, that we have so many individuals who have got their own mind, but the one thing that is collective of all of us is our belief in Ashmufara and the business and what we are trying to achieve. This is exactly why we will succeed. So many people fail to realize that staying the course is way up there with a percentage of people who succeed in business. The ones that give up, guess what? If you give up, you're never going to succeed. But if you stay there and you hang on to your belief, the business is still here, hasn't gone anywhere, we haven't folded, so why would you leave? Why not hang in there and see it all the way through? That's it for now. Over to you, Andy.
Thanks, Red. This is a very important point, I think, guys, because I'm in the same boat as Red. I've got lots of friends, and they all kind of say the same thing. Why are you still in? What's what's going on? We just want to make sure you're okay. And I love that. I think that's brilliant. Right, but why would you? It's like following a leader or following a loser. You can follow a loser, they're never going to get anywhere. Follow a leader and you're going to go places. You know, when we worked in the industry before, if you mentor or you had a mentor that was very, very good at his job and you learned and sat with them and listened to what they had to say, you emulate that, then you become successful yourself. Now, you know, we all are and we all have this sense of what would you call it, where you've listened to Ashmufara and you've heard what he has to say and you believe strongly in what he has to say, and you agree with everything he has to say and the way it's said. So if you have that, as Red said, core belief, then why would you go anywhere? Now, there are lots of other things on the internet that we've seen that are constantly slating what's going on. But this OES, and I agree with your opinion, Red. I think that's a great opinion. Whether it's right or not, don't know. But I think you're right. I think what they've done is brought back the OAS, and moving forward, there could be something totally different. Because bearing in mind, as long as you have that source code, and this is what Collins was talking about the other day, the source code, and it's such a coup to be able to have recovered that source code. So you have all of the details, they just need to be put back into place. And as we've said before, it's like moving it back from where it has been stored before with Amazon Web Services is like moving from Microsoft to Mac. They're not compatible, so the difficulty is exactly that. Whereas what's actually happened is the foundations have been built and stored on our own servers, so we have that main foundation, which is 1 kilometer wide and 1 kilometer deep, so we can go to the moon. It's the actual data itself from the use of those products that we've had that's been stored. So when you think about it, we've got that information back. It's the conversion from Microsoft to Mac. And that may take a little bit of time, but in the meantime, what we've got is we've got the foundation fully in place and in and under our control, and therefore it's now being built on the same as it was before. So I think I agree with that. I my opinion is the same as yours, Red, and I think that's quite important. But moreover, what you guys need to do is to make sure that you tell every single person that you know that is an early bird or has a position or became an affiliate or even just signed up. Let them know what's going on. I'm constantly being bombarded by phone calls at 5 in the morning by people that are asking the same question. When's the OES up? Look in the back office, look at the OES. The details are clear. We've got info there. Read it, understand what's going on, and then we're great. But as I've said before, this is the perfect time. We've got time. Everything will come, but this is the perfect time to plan what you're going to do and how you're going to make your business grow. Now we have the talk about traffic. We don't know when that will come. So what other alternatives can you think of that you could build your business before that opportunity becomes available to you? So and this is the core of any business: planning, proper planning. And Comfort loves my my little saying: proper prior planning prevents piss poor performance. Yeah, poor performance. So use it to the best of your ability. As you well know, I'm a great one for writing lists. So I've got lists coming out of my ears. But that's not everybody's cup of tea. And it's finding what interests you, finding a way that you can think of to be able to spread the word, whether it's just simply through Facebook or Fakebook, or TikTok or Instagram or any of these other media sources, and learn a little bit yourself about marketing. I know nothing about marketing, but I know a lot more than I did 4 years ago, and I don't know anything about software and the programs and anything else, but I know roughly how they work, and I know a little bit more about how I can actually explain that to other people. Now, whether that's simply in a post or whether I email them or whether I, set up OConnect webinars at some point and bring people along to explain it doesn't matter. It's whatever you are comfortable with about building your own business. And it's up to you because this is your own business. I got a message the other day saying when OES open, expecting 50,000 from day one. Sorry. No, that's not how it works, guys. We have a core element of affiliates that have signed and originally paid for OConnect, and that was just over 1 million. So basically we have 1 million customers. So the object of the exercise is we've got 6 billion odd internet users, and we've got 6 billion people that we could potentially talk to when things go into the next phase. And therefore, I'm not bothered about answering these stupid questions. You have to build your business. It's not going to give you an instant success. It could take you 3 years. It could take you 5 years. It could take you 10 years. It's entirely up to you, because at the end of the day, this is your business. So if you plan properly and effectively, then you can reduce this time frame down to what suits you. I don't know about you, but I don't like work. So I want to retire sooner rather than later. I'm not lazy. I just don't like having to work. so, if I can plan it properly and it works the way it should do, and we anticipate it doing, then 6 months hard graft, and you probably could achieve the level that you want to achieve, whether that be 2,000, 10,000, 20,000. It's entirely up to you. Back to you, Red.
Yeah, it's an interesting point, isn't it, Andy? That I will say one thing about working your business and people saying, I thought it was all going to be automated and hands-free. Yeah, all that's still going to be in place, guys. There is going to be a huge element of OnPassive that is going to help every single one of us to a certain degree. But also, as Andy has said, that, you know, if you want to accelerate where you want to get to, then you have to do something. But it's an interesting process, isn't it, about working hard on your online business. People are very happy. I wouldn't say they're happy, but they are certainly indoctrinated and programmed to work for 30, 40 years and then retire after they've worked for 30 or 40 years in a job and be happy with their lot. But so many people find it extremely difficult to actually work as hard as they do in a job for themselves online for a very much shorter period of time to actually get to their success level of where they want to be. You know, I know one thing, I would rather work 24/7 every single day for 3 years if I know that I'm going to get to my retirement and financial future success point in 3 years than spend and waste 30 years to get to a place where I'm getting a very small pension that's not going to facilitate the needs of where I want to be. And this is really why I'm certainly going to be one of the people that when we get moving and the money starts flowing in both directions, remember, you know, that the whole simplicity of OnPassive is something that everybody can understand. You purchase the products that are within the ecosystem, you resell them, you make a commission, and on top of that, there's various bonuses that are going to be in place as far as sales volumes within your organization. It makes very easy understanding of how business works. If you do anything in life, you know that if somebody sells something, they're doing it for a profit, and that profit goes to the company, the business, individuals, whatever it is. Exactly the same with OnPassive. They're digital products and services. We've also going to have physical ones as well, and lots of other things as well. And so the ability for us to make a decent income through OnPassive is there. And also, this is what I was going on about this today as well, is one of the things that actually excited me and drew me to OnPassive in those very, very early days was the ability for anybody, anywhere, without qualifications, creed, color, religion, what you look like, and all the rest of it across the globe, to be able to have the same fair shot at making money online with OnPassive. There's no quick way in. There's no paying your way up the ladder, buying a team or buying more stuff that's going to sell more stuff. No, that's not how it works in OnPassive at all. Everybody starts exactly the same place with the same tools, services that everybody else has as well. And it's up to you of how far you want to take it. But the opportunity is there. And that's what I loved about it. You know, it is that opportunity is as good for me as it's good for Andy. It's as good for anybody else out there at all. It's up to you of how you embrace it, how you look at it, how you research it, how you use all of the services, products, tools, and how you leverage it to the best of your ability to make a very successful online business. Mark my words, there is going to be millionaires made from OnPassive. I sincerely hope I'm one of them, to be absolutely honest. You know, I'm not going to shy away from that. You know, I want to be in a financial situation where I know my family is sorted, and then I can go out into the world and do the things that I want to do as well. But I'm certainly going to make sure that I am sorted first. And I'm going to do everything within my personal ability and power to get me to my goal of where I want to be. Back to you, Andy.
This is a great point, and I want to cover this because having been a financial advisor for many years, people put away or put part of their earnings away into some form of savings schemes, whether it's a pension and a company pension, a savings plan, or whatever it might be, to build up a pot of cash, right? And from that pot of cash, they then take an income from it. So it's the average in the UK we know is very low, and it actually works out that the average pot is something like 60,000, which is less than $100,000. I think it's about $95,000. So that provides an income of £3,000 a year, plus the old age pension, which the government want to continue to reduce, and we won't go into the politics today, but that is 11,000. It works out about 13,000. So it's just over 1,000 a month. So $1,250 odd a month. Now I don't know about you, but I couldn't survive on that. I cannot survive on that. There are so many things that I would like to be able to do. So what is the goal? Now, instead of building up a pot to be able to draw from, invest and draw from at a later date, if you have a system like ONPASSIVE where it allows you to be able to build a residual income based upon some of the products, not all of them, we know some of the products will be monthly contributions, and therefore will create a monthly income from those contributions. So if you work it backwards, if you said that each customer is likely to give you $5 for argument's sake, right? And I want 5,000 a month. I need 1,000 customers. Where am I going to find them from? Now, as I said, we've got 6 billion plus customers to go at, to speak to provide for, and therefore the opportunity is open to absolutely everybody. Yeah. It's your choice whether you do that. Now, as Red quite rightly said, the company will do the vast majority of things for us. But I just simply want to get there sooner rather than later. I'm not getting any younger, as neither is Red. We've both got grey beards, look. At the end of the day, I want to be able to enjoy retirement and not continue to work. So bottom line is, what do I have to do? I have to sit down and work out a plan. Simple as. Any final thoughts, Red?
No, great advice as always, Andy. I mean, when we talk about this, it's always very invigorating for myself once again to, really help me focus on what I'm going to do and think about it, write it down, give myself some bullet points of my action, bullet points of what I'm going to do. I mean, I have been very cautious in where I'm promoting and what I'm doing, because I don't want to burn too many bridges where it is. But if people think I can't do it because everyone's heard of ONPASSIVE and all the rest of it, I'll give you an example, right? Wherever you are in the globe right now, right? Next time you go to your local shopping centre, shopping mall, wherever it may be, or you go to a concert, you go to the football, you go to any sporting event, or wherever it is that there's going to be a few thousand people, okay? You walk in there and you have a look around and just sort of have a think, how many people here know about ONPASSIVE? If there's 5, you're lucky. In 10,000 or 20,000 or 50,000, if there's 5, that's probably all there is. And that is the reality. We all know about ONPASSIVE because we've been around ONPASSIVE for a very long time. We live, breathe, talk ONPASSIVE because that's our passion. It's what we believe in. It's what we want to do. But I can tell you now, the vast majority of people know nothing about it. Nothing. Even out of the 3 million people who have become customers, affiliates, or founders that we know about, even if you triple, quadruple, times that by 10 of other people who have said no and haven't signed up, it's such a small drop in the ocean, really, isn't it? Even if you times that by 10, that's only 30 million. I mean, there's 6 billion to go for, which is just so many more people. So make a plan, if you want to get to your financial success place at a quicker rate. That's what we're saying. We're not saying you got to do it by any means. We're not saying for you to be successful, you have to do what we're saying. What we're saying is if you want to get there quicker, roll your sleeves up, have a plan, be proactive in your own business. And that is really the bottom line. Back to you, Andy.
Thanks. If you think about it, if we've got 1 million, it is 0.000166 of a percent of the population that has access to the internet. So I think even if we would get to 1%, you can find 5,000 customers or 1,000 customers. $5,000 a month is 5 times more than the average pension.
And just to excite you a little bit more as well, Andy's $5 is on 1,000 people buying one product, right, a month at $5. We're going to have 10, 20, 30, 40, I don't know how many different products we're going to have. So that $5 for that one product, you're then going to have another 1,000 people buying another product. Let's just say that one's at $5 as well. And then the next one has at $5 as well. So your $5,000 a month suddenly turns into $15,000 a month. And you're only using the same base of users that you had before, because there's going to be things within the ecosystem or whatever system we've got that people are going to say, I want that one, don't want that, don't want that. Oh, I like that. I'm going to have that one and use that. Don't want to use that one because it's not good for me. But I'll have that one as well. And that's how it's going to build up over a period of time. And all the time when you're doing this, you're earning money. And it means that you can then go out there and tell people about ONPASSIVE. The biggest arsenal you're going to have when these get going is knowing you are earning money from ONPASSIVE, because it's physically happened to you. You are going to have this aura about you because you know it's true. You know that it works. It says what it does on the tin. Somebody joins, you make a commission, it comes back to you, blah, blah, blah. When you approach people, they are going to say, how did you buy that? ONPASSIVE paid for it. Yeah, but that costs a lot, doesn't it? Yeah, but I did that through what I do on ONPASSIVE. Don't you think they're going to be a little bit interested? I do. Back to you, Andy.
Yeah, that's a great one. I mean, this is, think of a list of things that you would love to have in life. Don't put a cost to them. Think of a list of things that you would love to have in life. And as Red said, the problem is, and I'm going to call it a problem because, listen, guys, it's not going to stay static. It's going to grow. And there's nothing I can do about that. I'm sorry, but it's going to grow. No matter what you do, it's going to grow. Now, and that's a real shame, eh, guys? I mean, put it this way, with 1,000 customers and 50 different products, how many of those 1,000 customers are going to use 5 products, 10 products? Some are going to, create a one-off annual payment or annual commission, and some are going to create a monthly commission. It doesn't really matter. The fact of the matter is you cannot stop it from growing. But just think if you had 10,000 customers, just think if you had 20,000 customers, what would your income be? And how many of those things on your list of things that you'd love to have or things that you'd love to do, you could have? Now, I wish I was 30 odd years old, not my age right now, because I'll tell you what, my list is longer than Red's and a lot more expensive. But anyway, proper prior planning prevents poor performance. Make sure you make use of it as best you possibly can. Thanks for joining us, guys, and we'll see you again next week.
Yeah, thanks a lot, guys. Great chat.
Cheers.